Hi everyone, this is Kirei sharing another layout for Lottie Loves Paper, and for this layout I am working with the Simple Stories Good Stuff collection, and I'm also using that sketch that you saw on the screen just a moment ago. It was one of the sketch challenges from last year and I didn't quite complete them all, and I'm determined to use it. So it was from November sketch 4. Okay, so just like the sketch, I have 3 photos, 2 portrait and 1 small square. Now I'm just pulling out the pattern papers here and deciding which ones I'm going to use. And I think I look on the back of each of the papers because there's the cutter parts on each of the different pattern papers, and I'm just looking to check if there's any that I wanted to use. So I'm picking this first one here, and it's sort of like a dark green. It looks almost black, but it is actually a really dark green. And I'm just going to tear a number of strips to create almost like a shelf across my layout, so that the photos can sit above and then below it. So I've also pulled out that lovely sort of stripy, love the bright pattern, the bright colours from that striped one, and then just figuring out which other pattern paper I'm going to use. And here we go. I think I'm going with the spotted ones, just double checking again on what's on the behind, and I'm going to use that as my third layer. So just taking off some little extra bits because I just to create the sort of right shape that I want. So I'm just playing around here with where they're going to go, what they're going to actually look like in the end. So yeah, a lot of moving around, a lot of fiddling here about exactly what they're going to look like. But I do get there in the end, and you'll see that in just a moment. Here we go. Okay, so I actually tore another piece of that spotted one to go above, and I've distressed the edges of all of them, and I'm now just having a look, and I'm going to just add a little bit of paint, sparkly paint here, and I'm just working out where it's going to go. So I'm pulling out the pink, and there's an orange as well. These are some handmade paints from someone local here in the UK. And they're lovely, really lots of sparkling glitter in them. So I'm just adding a little bit to the pink to the left, and then I'll add the orange to the top right, essentially really where the photos are going to go. So just building up that, and then adding some splatters over all of it. To be honest, typically you end up covering up a lot of it, but you just get that little sort of extra detail, which I quite like. So just sort of drying that down now, and then I can start with I think I start with the orange next. Yeah, just cleaning all that off, and then I'll go with the orange to that top right. This was a little tester one that I got, actually. That's why it's on a little piece of card. So it's almost like a little sample, really. So just mixing with some water and diluting that down. So it gives me a good consistency to sort of flick with, but also to use with the packaging technique, which I'm just going to sort of dot around there. So get all of that on. And then I'll have to, I do dry it off a little bit, but I do leave it to dry. So we'll come back to that. Oh, here we go. I'm just checking the photos, and now I've got the paint where I want it to sit, really. So adding my splatters as well now to the orange side, and then I think I'll be coming back in just a minute once it's dry. Yes, here we go. Okay, so going to get the strips layered on now. So I'm just attaching them to each other, and then I'll stick the whole thing down as one piece. So just with some double-sided tape, and I've really sort of roughed up, distressed those edges just to add some sort of nice extra texture, because really they're the only pieces of pattern paper I use other than what I end up backing the photos with. So there's not too much on here, so I just like to add a little bit more sort of dimension, a bit of texture. Okay, just getting that stuck down, making sure I'm happy that that's straight, and then just working on the photo. Now I'm pulling out some of the pattern papers and working out what I'm going to mount my photos on. And here we go. They are all mounted. So I used an orange, bright pink, and then a sort of softer peachy pinky colour. And then I just take some sticky back foam, and I add my sticky back foam to the top of the photos only, and then I mount bottom part of the photo flat, because often you're adding embellishments around the bottom of the photos. So it just makes it easy when it's flat rather than already raised up. So I'm just going to get the photos stuck down once I've decided exactly where they're going to go. There we go. I'll get that bottom one on. I'm just flattening down the roughed up distressed edges there so the photo sits a bit better and easier on it. Okay, no, not quite happy there. Readjusting those very slightly. Obviously has to be just perfect. Okay, pulling out some of the bits and pieces, so the ephemera, and just sort of having a look at what I'm going to use. And I'm going to do a bit of fussy cutting here, so I'm not going to make you watch all of it. So as if by magic, here we go. I've fussy cut those 3 pieces there, and they're going to sit around my photo. And I've tucked in that tag, you can see to the right photo there, just popping out behind it. And I'm going to mount each of these floral pieces on sticky back foam. So I'll do all 3 of them with the sticky foam, and I don't think I'll make you watch me do all of them because it does take a little while. Oops, the glossy accents was a little bit clogged up. There we go. So sit those just as a nice corner feature on each of the photos. Okay, I've got those stuck down. You can see my pot just holding the bottom one down, and then I'm just working out any other pieces of ephemera. I'm going to add that little sun up the top. I'm going to get that camera into the bottom right there, and I add in a couple of word stickers as well, and some tags. There's one that says right here and a beautiful day. So I'm just going to get all of those stuck down. There we go. Sun is in place. And then the camera, oh, I'm just de-sticking it actually because I just want to have it slightly raised. So, and then I'm going to trim off that excess white border too, which you can see it's all been added. I've added some puffy stickers as well from the collection, some little hearts. And I've also added a couple of cute bramble fox bees that I had in my stash that I thought went perfectly with these photos of us visiting Great Dixter House and Gardens down in Kent when we were visiting last year. So for my title, I've pulled off the today from the sticker sheet, and then I'm just fussy cutting the love from one of the pattern papers with the, it's one of the cut apart pieces. So I'm just going to fussy cut that, and then I'm raising it up on some foam tape, and that will sit above the today, just above the today sticker as my title. So I'm just figuring it out, and here we go. I'll just raise, as I said, I'll raise the love on sticky foam, and I'll just get that all stuck on, and then keep the today flat. Again, really do like to, my layouts aren't flat at all. There's always lots of dimension in them, so definitely needed to get a little bit of dimension here with my title. So keep that part flat and then this part raised. Okay, sticking that down with the glossy accents, and then I think we're just about done other than the journaling, but I think we'll come to the final layout. Here we go. So journaling's been added, and then you'll see some close-ups of all of the detail. So you'll see the different pieces of ephemera, puffy stickers, there's that little bramble fox bee. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed this layout. Thank you so much for watching, and that was Kirei for Lottie Loves Paper. I will see you again in the next video.